When I was 16 going on 17, at the start of lower sixth form, in the States, your junior year of high school, I was on a science track. Physics, chemistry, pure maths. I also took art as a fourth extra subject. I had excelled at all four at high school, so I was expected to do well. But I discovered that I was terrible at maths and physics at this level. Don't get me wrong, I still loved science. I still love it now. It's the way that humans understand the way in which the world works. So at the end of my first term, when I was feeling absolutely dejected about how poorly I was doing, I went to the head of my year, who was a physics teacher. I wanted to drop physics and maths and change them for English literature and language. He wouldn't let me. He didn't say it, but I could see it in his eyes. Hudson's Chinese. He's not going to do well at English or the arts. Because what could a Chinese face know about art? This is Tan Che Kwa, a Chinese artist who visited England in 1769 to 1772. Here in a picture of the first Royal Academy artists. Ai Weiwei. Yoko Ono. Or literature, Amy Tan, Haruki Murakami. Or in film, Jackie Chan, Ang Lee. When the head of my year said to me, no, I felt a chill run through me. It was exactly like hitting a brick wall. I continued sixth form with a sense of disquiet, not enjoying my science classes, getting further and further behind. I just then didn't have the capability to master physics or maths. So I finished my college years with poor results in the sciences but a good grade in the arts. I went on to university to study three-dimensional design as an undergrad. Do you know the origin of the word stereotype? It comes from the late 18th century word for the process or the equipment to make a print from a plate original. It also became a verb and a noun in the early 19th century, and then in the 1920s it became the word for a set of preconceived characteristics of an individual or a group. Also, did you know that the word cliché apparently comes from the French word for the noise that a stereotype plate makes as it prints? Cliché, cliché. So, one stereotype of Chinese, Japanese and Korean people is that their brains are more suited to the hard subjects, to mathematics, the sciences, engineering, medicine. The image of rows and rows of East Asian students in shirts and ties, heads down, scratching away, is a pervasive one, and has an historical basis. For over 1,000 years, the Chinese civil service recruited its staff through the imperial examination, a rigorous and multifaceted process that tested the fitness of a successful candidate to be a bureaucrat within national government at one of three levels. Strangely, the tests were not about public administration, although there was some of that. They tested how culturally attuned a candidate was, from their understanding of the classics, to their repetition and expansion on Confucian ideals, on music and archery, horsemanship and writing. However, the relative softness of the imperial examination was blamed for the 19th century defeat of China by more technically advanced powers. But what it did do, and which was exported to neighbouring countries, was to create a culturally unified society, controlled and managed by men trained in exactly the same manner. This myth of the educated and state-examined Mandarin became an image of East Asian peoples, carried to Europe by the first explorers from Portugal, Italy and Spain. When the head of my year heard my request to change my academic focus, he heard it through a filter of the stereotype that he had absorbed, consciously or unconsciously, through his experiences and environment. I could see this back then, and it's even more clear now. So after I graduated university, I worked as a book buyer and a bookseller. I worked as an arts administrator, and ultimately as a creative producer. For about 15 years, I've loved my work working with culturally diverse people and companies, with Black, Asian and other ethnic minorities, with disabled people and disabled-led companies, with LGBTQ organisations. I've developed diverse audiences and projects that include young people in making new productions and making challenging artistic work with older people. I know why I love this work, because I have lived through moments and experiences where I've been dismissed because of the colour of my skin, or the shape of my eyes, or the place of my birth, with no understanding of my capacities, my internal world, my global knowledge, because I believe that human creativity can be found anywhere, because I know my value. Do you remember when you last hit a figurative brick wall? Do you remember when someone, a family member, a colleague, a friend, perhaps even a stranger, unexpectedly said no to you? Do you remember how it felt? What did they base their no on? What do they know of you? What have they seen you do or heard you say? When someone says no to you, they're speaking to a you that is not the real you. It's a you that they've created in their own minds. A you based on the limited amount they know about you, if they know anything. For some of you, it might be your gender, the length of your hair, your accent, your body language. For me, I know it's my face that they think they know. A yellow face, a slanty-eyed face, an interchangeable face. And yes, it hurts. I mean, physically hurts when you face racism, sexism, disablism, homophobia, even when it's only verbal or attitudinal. It's no consolation understanding your attacker is a human being, acting through fear or anxiety or some other emotion. It's not about you, but in the moment it sure feels as if it's about you. So what my job is, what your job is, what your life is to show that person, any person you encounter, that you engage with, who you really are, what your passions are, what your experiences have made you, what you're capable of doing. Your job is to make them an irresistible offer. An irresistible offer to say yes to the authentic you that you have sweated and bled and cried onto the page to broadcast to them. You can't change other people, but you can change how they see you. Always be honest, open, transparent. Always be authentic. Always be you. If you've liked this video, hit the thumbs up, please share it, and subscribe to my channel for more content.